Welcome back to the Graveyard Shift, where two idiots talk horror. Today I'm here with my co-star Graham and your host Hayden.
Hello.
You want to tell them today's topic, or am I good?
Today we are talking about Terrifier 3.
You don't seem happy.
No, I'm not. As I've stated, I think literally the past two episodes.
Yeah, you're not ready for this.
No, I don't do kid deaths. And this movie had six, I counted.
I that one scene though. I think there might have been more.
What one scene? The mall scene?
Mm-hmm.
They said there was five bodies.
Oh,
The news,
wasn't paying attention to those.
yeah, the news said there was five confirmed deaths, six critical injuries.
But you're saying five deaths. There was a mom there too.
I had my eyes closed when I thought so I wasn't
So I don't
seeing.
think it was all five kids. I think
Yeah.
there was four kids
Okay, so five kid deaths inside this
because there
movie.
was a mom in the background.
Was there? Okay, I had my eyes closed during that scene, as I will discuss a lot in this episode
So before we start, we did just get back from the theater. Like,
an hour ago.
was it an hour? We've been home for an hour?
When we were messing around with the TV.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, we've been back, just watched it. Graham might be more traumatized than me.
I would be shocked if I don't have nightmares tonight.
So before we go even into further detail, let's talk about each other, how we viewed each other watching this.
So I had my head turned. What did we say? Six
Six,
times?
5 to 6 times I've counted because I
Six
was pulling my eye.
times.
You kept turning your head.
6 times I had my head turned,
Hmm.
and I had my eyes closed about 3 or 4 times. That you did not see, but I also was hiding that one a little bit better.
Yeah. And you claimed to have tilt your head down too, but I didn't see that.
That's when I had my eyes
Yeah.
closed. I went to walk out in the first scene, and it's not the girl that got me.
It's
It was the kids dying.
okay.
Like the very first scene, that boy dies in the bed, and I flinched so hard
That is true you did.
when Art was hacking at him, and you could just hear. You didn't see it.
Yeah, you don't see it, but you hear it.
You see the aftermath.
Oh yeah, you do.
I did not see the aftermath.
I did.
I know you did. And I was like, wow. What were your thoughts on the first scene?
To be honest. Okay, so coming from you could not handle children's death, but you kept flinching and turning to where I'm just sitting there watching this like it's another horror movie. Like I felt like I was watching another Saw movie, to be honest, or another Final Destination.
But the goal in this one, I want to say, was a lot
Oh,
more.
the gore in this was a lot more,
Yeah,
yes.
like
There was more blood than I had anticipated, but it wasn't enough to like make me like I don't know, it just didn't really affect me.
there were a few scenes that, few of the more gory scenes
Oh
that
yeah,
I had trouble with.
I just jerked my neck doing that.
um, I mean, one of them was the bathroom scene, the shower scene. I did have to turn my head just a little bit. Yeah, I know you're laughing because you found it funny.
I did find it funny.
I had to turn my head just a little bit when the guy was dying, just because I flinched because it just looked painful.
Yep.
But I can handle the gore. Like I've seen all the Saw movies and Final
Yeah,
Destination movies. I don't know if I've ever told you that.
I believe you might have,
So I'm fine with gore. But that first scene,
but you don't see it happen.
well, no, I was going to talk about the mom.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that one was definitely.
Not the dad,
You don't really see a whole lot of the dad. You hear more of the dad than
but you see him get hacked.
kind of in the background, but you don't really like see the aftermath.
You do. Did you not see the scene where she turns over and you see the axe going down onto his face?
Oh, that's right, you do. I forgot about that. And then she gets out of the bed, runs away,
Yeah.
checks on the kids, sees the son
Mm-hmm.
dead in bed,
Mm-hmm.
can't find her daughter,
Mm-hmm.
runs downstairs and Art gets her and,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just kills her
Yep.
slowly
And painfully.
and painfully. But now that little girl, they do not show her death.
No, they do not.
So as far as I'm concerned, she's alive.
I'd probably say she's alive, but who knows? Because she was hiding in the cabinet, which is a smart place to hide, but she should have stayed quiet.
She should have run out the door. The entire time I was like, please tell me that little
The
girl ran
entire
out the
time
door.
he was upstairs. She could have easily like slowly turned the lock and unlocked the door.
Yeah,
Then her mom could have escaped too.
yeah. And I was thinking that the entire time during that scene, like, please tell me just ran out the door, go to neighbors, go somewhere. But you don't see her death.
No, you don't.
And they don't really allude to her death either.
And wasn't that scene prior to what happened or after what happened?
I was trying to figure that out.
It's so hard when they do this stuff in movies, but it's like they type out like when the timeline is and you're trying to follow it, but then it
Well,
just shifts.
so that scene, I was trying to figure out where it took place in the movie.
Hmm.
If it took place before, like, the final act, where Art goes to Selena's house and kills her family.
I want to say it happened. The intro scene happened after the everything that we just watched because if you look at it, he's still wearing that one Santa outfit.
So that's why I think it happens before he goes to Selena's
You
house.
think it happens before?
Yes. Because he's when he goes to Selena's house, he's not in the Santa outfit anymore.
I'm not sure he
It
wasn't.
may even happen before the shower scene because in the shower scene the Santa outfit is covered in blood. And it was
That is
still pretty
true.
clean.
That is true. That does happen. So maybe he just went on a killing spree.
Yeah. So that's why I think it happened. And the timeline I'm a little bit confused on because was the final act taking place on Christmas?
Everything was. I believe it was taking. No, wait. I want to say no
Okay.
because
That's what I was thinking too.
at the very beginning they said it's not Christmas yet.
That was in the intro scene.
Yeah, and if it's still taking place during the whole
Yeah.
thing, then it's not Christmas.
Yeah. And Jonathan was going to come home for Christmas and he wasn't going to come home that night.
Yeah,
So I want to say this probably took place a few days before Christmas.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
A few days or to a week, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Now, what was the goriest scene for you?
The goriest scene.
Yes.
We're still talking any scene.
Any scene Terrifier 3?
I'd have to say the shower scene.
Yeah. I would say that one.
That scene had the most, pretty much the most blood
Yes.
and more graphic, inflicted wounds and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the other kills inside this movie. Is it bad I already blocked half of
Well,
them out?
you have the mom, you
Yeah, the
have the
mom,
dad, you have the
dad.
kid, you have the mall incident, you have
Well,
the bar incident, you have.
oh, the ball. I want to talk about that one actually.
You want to talk about the
Um,
bar?
I thought that was actually the funniest scene before he goes and kills all of them, of course. The part that I laughed at the most,
This part when he peed on Santa.
no, no, was when he was walking past the window and you can see him in the background, and then he like does a double
Hmm.
back, and like peeks through the window. I was laughing at that scene.
You're laughing at that scene. Why? Because he goes like, "There's a Santa Claus outfit.
Basically, yeah.
Perfect. I found one. I don't need to search anymore."
Um, and then he goes in there and he's just goofing around and being kind of silly,
Well,
being
yeah,
more clown-like than serial kill like.
yeah. And then his whole mood shifts,
Yeah, yeah,
which is, I get some people are like that. if you go to like a circus, like there are those clowns that go from they do the happy face to the sad face, and it's like it's a whole mood shift. But this clown's more the killing clown type. Waiting on you.
Sorry. He is a lot more on a killing type, but they also kind of give more to his backstory inside this one.
That is true. They do get more into this one.
Um, so he is confirmed to be a demon.
Hmm.
Okay, I just making sure you picked up on that too.
I did.
Okay. I
Remember, I've
mean,
seen all of them. You haven't,
no, I've seen all of
or
them.
you've seen all of them. Did
Yeah,
you see them?
I watched them this weekend.
Oh, you.
Yeah, I watched all three of them this weekend.
Okay then.
Yeah, just a little bit complex, thanks to you.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it was Hayden who picked this movie. It
Yeah.
was not me. I want to make sure that's clear.
Believe me, if any of my family watches this, they already know I'm screwed up in the head.
I mean, you were laughing at some of the more gory stuff.
Yeah. As my mom likes to say, I'm twisted when it comes to watching horror movies because I laughed at watching The Exorcist.
I mean, nowadays is kind of goofy, which is a movie we want to cover
Yeah.
very soon, hopefully.
But this movie, and it deals with a clown, it's kind of funny.
I mean, there was some funny things that happened.
There are some funny scenes that happen,
Um,
but it's the funny way that he kills the people.
so for me, the scene that I think was the most disturbing, actually, there's two of them, was when he was killing the Santa
Okay.
in the ball.
Okay.
And I don't know, I flinched at that scene when he was like using liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, he's freezing the guy.
Yeah, freezing the guy.
He
And
made a liquid nitrogen cannon.
yeah, and he was smashing him. I thought that was pretty gruesome. And you have a story on that one too.
I do.
In hand.
See, that one didn't. That part didn't actually get me.
I thought
He did break the hand, but that one I didn't flinch at, which was very surprising.
I thought you said that's when your
No,
hand
no,
was
no.
punching Sienna.
Sienna scene
Okay.
towards the
I
end.
asked you and you said it was a Santa scene.
No, Sienna is what I was saying.
Okay. Um
Not Santa. Santa scene that surprisingly did not trigger it.
okay. And then when the aunt, what was her name? Aunt.
I don't remember the aunt's name, but the main character's aunt.
Yeah, Cena's aunt. That scene I had to way for. I cannot watch that scene.
That
Because,
scene was a little messed up. I will admit it was messed up.
yeah, because he puts a tube down her throat. And it's not a small tube. I mean, it's like a size of a cup. And yes, I know you.
No, no, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that we're doing this podcast and my fiance's in the other room, and I'm guessing she's listening to this and probably going, "What the fuck is going on?"
So she puts a tube like the size of a medium-sized cup you'll get like at a restaurant.
Yeah,
And
I'd say that. It's a how would you say like maybe
I mean, it's the size
I'd
of
say
a
3 to 4 inches in diameter.
yeah, it's the size like of a McDonald's cup.
Yeah.
And he shoves it down her throat, and then he takes rats and puts those down a tube and like shoves them in her
No, he
throat.
torches their tail that makes them run.
Okay, I have to remember. I was kind of
Yeah.
turning my head at this point. And I mean, then I think if I saw correctly, he slit her throat and the rats came out.
Either he did it or oh, wait. Yeah, he did.
Okay,
No, I want to say the his
Victoria.
Victoria his vessel did.
Yeah.
I think the vessel did.
Okay, I didn't. I was kind of looking away. I took
That
quick
scene
glances.
happened really fast, to be honest.
It did. It did. I was
If you look at
okay
every
with that.
other gorge kill in this movie, it's prolonged and you see like everything happen. That one was a very quick death.
Yes.
Out of
Yes.
all the rest, that one happened like in like a matter of no, 10 seconds. Everything else was like a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, not a shower scene. Shower scene was like at least 2 minutes.
Oh, that was a long,
Yeah.
gruesome death.
Yeah. Um. So I had torn away at that scene, and that was the last scene I had torn away at. Everything else was fine. At least I think so. Did he seem to run away anymore?
After the shower scene or after the tube?
After the tube.
I don't think you I don't think you turned.
Yeah.
But you did question like some of the actions of them hitting her with like a hammer.
Oh yeah, I did flinch at the hammer.
Yeah.
Um,
Which did make me flinch
yeah.
because
So do you want to share your story
so
on
the
that?
reason why I flinched on the hand part is I back in middle school I broke my hand and I have a a curved metacarpal in my hand. And the doctor said that, oh yeah, we could fix that. We can strain it out, but you're gonna have arthritis in the future. I'm like, okay, how do we fix it? He says, well, I take this hammer and I'm gonna smash it. And I'm like, no, screw that. I'm gonna stick with the curved bone. I'm not gonna deal with that because I don't want to be in any more pain.
Fail.
I
Fail.
mean, he literally was like, I'm gonna take this hammer.
Was it like a just normal
It
hammer?
was a normal hammer,
Okay.
but well, it's a ballpoint hammer, the
Gotcha.
ballpoints.
Gotcha.
But he said, I'm gonna hit it with this hammer, and it's gonna hurt.
Ugh.
And like this is a medical thing that they do. They had to re-break the bone to reset it.
I mean, it's very common.
Yeah, but you can hardly tell that I have. Like you can
No.
see a little bit of it.
No, you can't tell.
No, you can tell. But my knuckles do. My this knuckle does sit lower
Oh
than.
yeah, you can tell on
Yeah,
that one.
it does sit a little lower. But when I saw him smash her hand, I was like, no, because I'm getting flashbacks to when the doctor was like, I'm gonna hit it.
I mean, that looked painful though.
He did.
I
Like
mean, that was just,
he hit it pretty good to where the skin broke off.
yeah. I mean, you could see inside the hand, like it was,
Oh yeah, you can see all the tendons, the
yeah,
metacarpals, the
yeah.
muscle.
I mean, that was brutal. And then you have the scene with Gabby afterwards.
Yeah.
So, do you think Gabby lived?
I want to. Well, hold on. Do we want to? Do we want to? We're only like 17 minutes into this. Do we want to go straight to the end and talk about that, or we want to go down the movie like we always do with the rest?
I don't know. We were just on that scene, so
All right. Let's break it down scene by scene till we get to that point. Okay. So we already talked about the beginning. We did. We don't need to.
yeah,
We
we
don't need
already
to
talked
recap
about the
that
beginning.
again. Um. So after the intro scene, we get reintroduced to the character, the main character from the last one. And if I remember correctly, she was in the first one.
No, she was not.
No, she was. Okay, so it was only the second one.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've seen the first one. I didn't get a chance to rewatch all of it like you did this week.
I had nothing else to do, so I was like, I may as well watch Terrifier.
It's been a while since I've seen one, but
I had to get myself ready for the gruesome kills. Okay.
I do remember two because I do the one most part I remember from two is what was her name? The vessel,
Um, Victoria.
Victoria. I remember Victoria always being in that clown costume, just acting goofy.
No, that was
That wasn't Victoria?
no. Inside two, it was a little girl who was killed at a carnival,
Oh, that's right.
like 5 years before the first movie took place.
Okay.
Again, I only know because I literally just watched it last night.
Yeah, I should have rewatched all of them before we watched this one, but I didn't want to scare her.
I should have sent you the dead meat videos.
Yeah, you should have. We're not sponsored by Dead Meat, but we could leave a link in the description,
Yeah.
just referring like this is what we do to recap, make sure we didn't miss any other details.
Mm. Um,
But we do get reintroduced to the main character. We see that she's coming out of
psychic.
a psychic ward from the previous movie's trauma.
And this takes place 5 years after the
A- After,
Terrifier 2.
yeah.
But do you want to talk about Odd's rebirth scene?
So, if for those who don't know and for those who do, the clown from Terrifier, his name is Art. He is a demon. I don't remember why his name is Art. I really don't. But in the previous movie, he gets his head cut off by a certain blade that our main character Sienna has, and in this scene, we get to see the part after that scene. So we get a cop walking down the hallway, finds his body, and it's just like I feel like I'm not alone. So he's calling for backup constantly.
Mm.
And then he looks over at Art's body. It's laying there headless. Looks
Well, no, I mean,
he does a double take though. He looks down and looks back and
it wasn't headless.
it was headless. It was headless.
Body?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that scene. No, I was talking about the hospital scene, but keep going.
No, that's you said the rebirth. That has the rebirth because it leads up to it.
Yeah, yeah. No, keep going, keep going.
So after the cops is like looking at a certain area, I think he was looking down at the floor. Art's body gets up and it's headless and it's grabbing the cop and it's like stringing him. But then you see the cop, not the cop, the body walk around and it's holding the cop's head as a
Right.
replacement head.
And the guy on the no, there was a lady on the
The lady,
subway.
yeah,
Um,
that was an
and she
old.
was just like, "What on earth?"
Like this is the common thing. Like, oh, this is not the strangest shit I've seen ever all
Yeah.
day. It's New York City or whatever town this is taking place in.
What town does this take
I
place in?
don't remember.
They always say Mall County,
Yeah, they usually say the county or the
or not Mall, Miles County,
yeah.
but they don't never say the town.
No, they don't. But it's like it's in a subway train, so it's like okay, this is either some major city or something.
Yeah. And then so after that, we go to the mental hospital, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we go to a mental hospital where a security guard is asleep and then he wakes up to a scream. No, sweetie. And he's hearing noises, goes down a hall, and do you want to describe the rest or you got it?
Um, so he goes down the hall and he sees another security guard.
No. Well, yeah, it is a security guard.
Yeah, yeah, she had
I
a
thought it was
badge.
another patient.
No, there was a badge. Um, there was another security guard on the floor of Victoria's room, and then Art's head is there, and there's like a tail
It's like a
almost.
esophagus kind of thing or something.
Yeah, I couldn't really. It was too dark for me to make out what it was.
Yeah, flashing scenes is all I remember. And
Yeah,
he's just latching on,
yeah,
wiggling
and
around.
she's eating the
Whatever.
guard,
Yeah,
and then
saying he made me do it.
yeah, she's saying he made me do it, and then the body walks in, grabs the head, and Art kills the security guard.
Yeah. Oh wait, that happens before the 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then after that they go back to their house and they stay asleep for 5 years.
Well, Victoria kills herself.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she slits her wrist inside the bathroom,
Yeah, because she's got to be dead for him to.
be official.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, yeah, then we go and meet up with
Sienna.
Sienna.
It's very weird because it looks like it's supposed to be spelled Serena, but it's spelled Sienna.
Yeah,
It's Sienna.
yeah. And so that's when we meet her aunt and uncle and
Her cousin Gabby.
her cousin Gabby. I really like the relationship between Gabby and Sienna.
Yeah, they're definitely like sisters.
Yes, yes. Like there's a scene where Selena's doing her makeup, and I really like that one.
Yeah, they bond to the movie. It's like you get a side of horror, but you also get a side of like, oh, it's cute family bonding time.
I will say this one had the strongest plot of the three movies.
Also,
It had a solid plot, is what I'm saying.
oh, I didn't know like there's specifics. Like,
No, I just think the plot was a lot stronger and a lot more solid inside this one
gotcha.
than the other two.
I'm not picking you up.
There was a cat that's bothering
Yeah,
Hayden.
of course there's, and it's gonna be a trend in all the videos. We have cats. I've got a cat right now. It's our oldest, and she's staring me down. This is the one that loves to lay on my lap. And it's like, I'm doing a podcast, sweetie. I can't hold you.
So I'm trying to think what happens after that.
But after we
Oh,
see
then we jump back to Art and Victoria, and
who are being awakened,
yeah, who are awakened. And do you want to describe the scene
okay.
that you
So,
particularly did not enjoy?
so, sweetie, if you're listening, please cover your ears for this, unless you want to. Okay, I guess she wants to listen. Okay. So after Art is awakened, and so it starts off with demolition guys that are monitoring the building, seeing like, okay, is there anything in the building that's going to set off charges or pre-set of charges? I'm guessing, or what's the issue of like where we set the bombs for
Yeah.
condemning it, if I remember correctly. I don't know the whole point of the job, but that's what I got off of it. So they split off. One finds
Victoria.
Victoria, one finds Art. The one who finds Victoria, she's in the tub. Sweetie, can you stop?
Keep talking, I got her.
Okay. So she's laying in the tub, and the guy's taking pictures like he's got to report to the cops. Well, then she all of a sudden starts raising her hand and then stabs the guy with the mirror that she used to kill herself,
Yeah.
like right in his neck. Then we get back to the other guy who gets scared by Art, who snaps to life, throws him across the room. Doesn't he hit the bike first?
I don't know.
I think he hits a bike first.
It was too fast to
Yeah.
tell.
So the other guy's down on the floor, and Victoria comes upstairs and is watching Art kill this guy. And the guy's like laying down face on the he Art takes a nail, jams it into his hand, and as he's killing him, Vic
Victoria.
Victoria, I don't know if it's Art or Victoria at this point. I think it's Art.
Well,
Art. It's technically Art because he's possessing her.
yeah, yeah. It's Victoria as the Feshel.
Is taking the mirror shard that she used to cut herself
And kill the guy.
and kill the guy, and is jamming it between her legs, playing with herself with it. As he's killing, as Art is killing the guy, she's getting off by using a mirror shard to get off.
Surprisingly, that didn't disturb me as much
That
as
didn't
it.
disturb you, but that disturbed me.
I mean, I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
By all means, I did not like it, but that did not.
The shower scene was more like I can handle that. This was just no.
I mean, to be fair, I think if you actually saw it happen, we should clarify it's underneath her
It's underneath the
outfit,
skirt
so
of
you
her
don't
outfit.
actually see her
No, you
lot.
don't. You just see a blood of pool
Yeah,
coming down between her legs.
so you don't actually see it happening.
Yeah, and then after she's done, he's done. He looks over at her and goes like, "Naughty, naughty," as he brushes her finger, as he brushes his finger. And I'm like, "Dear God, no." You okay in there? So,
um,
God, that was very disturbing.
and then what happens after that?
After that, we go back to the main character, or we go to the college with Jonathan.
And I want to talk about Jonathan. He doesn't have a lot to do inside this movie.
Not in this one. This one, his character just took a whole shift.
Yeah,
In the other one, he was more active, more like, okay, he knows what's going on. He knows how to do all this.
yeah,
And then this one, he's like this. I'm on medicine. I can't control my emotion. I can control my emotions, but I don't feel like engaging.
yeah. Like he doesn't have a lot to do, and I really like Jonathan's character inside the second one.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty good. At first, I didn't like him.
Yeah, because he was like a metalhead demonic, what was it, Satanist or whatever she called him in this one.
I don't know. I
There
can't
was like
remember.
some term they called him in
Yeah,
this one.
and but this one he's just like a completely different character.
It's like he actually grew up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm in college now. I'm no longer emotionally unstable.
yeah. And I do want to say the actor who plays John. We don't have any this
We
pulled
don't.
up.
Again, we have been unprepared for this one. It was the last one.
The actor who plays Jonathan did not look like he was a college kid.
No, he looked a lot younger.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, he was 12 inside the first one or the second one.
And it's supposed to be 5 years after the
Yeah,
first one, so he would technically be 17. So
yeah,
he'd still be in college. And not college, high school.
yeah. Elliot Foreman.
Let me see. Pullman.
Yeah,
Belong? Wait, hold on. Where is it? Yeah, it's full on, not Fullman. Full on.
Oh, I'm adding in. That's my problem. Um,
High lows.
yeah, so he definitely looked like he was. I mean, he still did a great job in the
Oh yeah, he
first
still did a
movie.
good job.
But after that, we go to the mall scene. You're gonna make me explain the mall scene, aren't you?
Was the mall scene that was next? No, it wasn't the mall scene that was next. You're
Oh
missing
no,
the
it was the dinner.
bar. You're
It
missing
did.
the dinner and the bar scene.
Oh no, it was yeah the dinner scene. I forgot about this scene actually.
Yeah, the dinner scene is where she starts having her episodes and she's seen her dead friends from the previous
Yeah, she's
movie.
seen Brooke from the second one.
Yeah, and no one else can see her, but she's just seeing.
That scene was kind of disturbing.
It's basically what every schizophrenic sees. I'm guessing.
What?
I'm guessing it's a schizophrenic scene.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was speaking about that she was hallucinating,
It's like the Sixth Sense. I see dead people.
and she probably blames herself for Brooke's death too.
Oh yeah.
Um, because the whole reason Brooke died was because she wanted to go to her brother inside the second one. Again, I just watched this movie last night and this morning, so
Yeah.
it's still very fresh in my mind. And after the dinner scene is the ball scene, which we've already kind of talked
We
about.
already talked about the bar scene, but the bar scene was very more toned down on the killing than the rest.
Yeah, he shoots two people and freezes the other
Yeah,
one.
he should stop. Sweetie, you want to come take a look? He's chewing on the wire. Stop it. Hold on, everybody. We're having a what's the cat issues? Yes, but no. Hey, stop kicking. Mom's coming. Stop it. Got him. Yeah, I got him.
He did not this time.
Dude,
Yeah, I see it.
he didn't cut me, but he just scratched me.
Yeah.
Um, we were at the bar scene. It was more chill. He was more, again, like we said earlier, he was very fun. He was acting funny. He was acting
Yeah.
stupid. But then his mood changes, and then he whips out a gun and shoots him. It's like, this is less gruesome than he usually is. He's more calmed down, and he's being more merciful. I would say he's like more of a mercy killing than the rest that he
I
does.
think he was more mad at them.
Yeah,
Because,
but you'd think he'd do more of a butchering kill than he usually does. But instead, he just
I don't know, I
straight up shoots
think
him.
he. See, the reason I think he was more mad is because of how quickly he reacted.
Yeah.
Because, like, he wasn't smiling when he killed them.
No, he wasn't. He was very upset. And then when
Yeah.
the sound decided to cave and was like, please spare me, he started smiling again.
Yeah. And that's when he takes the liquid nitrogen and freezes him
Oh, after he ties him up.
after he ties him up and, strips him down to a t-shirt and underwear.
Yeah, because he puts the Santa outfit on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. And that scene was I didn't like that scene.
Yeah, he freezes the guy and his arms and legs and feet and then just bashes with a hammer so he sees the chunks of frozen flesh fly off.
Yeah. And then he takes the
Isn't,
beard off of his face.
isn't there another movie where someone freezes and then they fall and then their body just shatters into pieces?
There was a rat that
No,
he
like in another movie. There's a scene. I know
oh
there's a scene where
oh yeah,
somebody freezes and then they hit the ground and it just shatters.
I'm sure the I mean probably happened Saul or Chucky or something.
Probably.
I mean
How about this? Here's one I do remember. Have you ever seen Land of the Lost? I'm guessing you probably haven't or have not.
doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, so in that movie, there's a dinosaur that swallows a container of liquid nitrogen. The whole body freezes, like completely freezes,
Hmm.
explodes from the gas, and every chunk of dinosaur meat is like frozen glass, just flying everywhere.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have not seen that one. I can guarantee that.
Well, you can look it up. Um,
And then we go to the mall scene.
I feel like there's one more scene in between. But
I
yes,
mean, there
we
was a
do.
small scene,
There
probably
was a
like,
small scene,
yeah.
probably, but the,
No, she got scared at the mall.
yeah, she got scared at the mall. That's right, because he just arrived at the mall. So we do
And they
see
lock
that.
eyes on each other.
Yeah, she does have that sense of like he's in her presence,
Yeah.
which is weird. But
But at the same time, the connection that gets, told throughout this movie makes
yeah,
sense on why she feels like that.
yeah. So you probably have it more fresh in your mind than I do. But do you want to go over the connection?
Actually, I was reading it.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I remember facts, I think a lot more than you do sometimes.
Probably. I just
Um,
remember more details.
yes. So, do you want to describe the mall scene, or do you want me to?
So am I starting off where they're at the store, or am I starting off at the Santa part?
The Santa part.
So
The
so there's a part during Christmas there's always the Santa Claus is in the mall. Kids always want Santa's lap say, I want this for Christmas, I want this. Well, during that, Santa, the guy who plays Santa in that part, decides he wants to go take a break. He's done with the kids. He wants to probably go smoke or something. I don't know. And for any kids, there should not be any kids watching it because I do have set this channel to adults only.
That's probably a good thing. You probably need to age restrict this
I do.
video.
I age restrict everything on this channel
Okay, good.
because we're two idiots and we're swearing and everything else.
You're the only one who swears. I did not swear.
Fine, fine. I'm the only one who does swear. Um, but in this scene, Santa's gone. Kids are waiting in line, and Art comes in, sits on the chair, and he brings in a bag. And all these, everybody's just the parents aren't paying attention, which is very stupid.
I know. I was like, please. And that little girl
The
who
first to
saw, yeah.
recognize.
I was like, please say something. Say something to your mother. Don't run off. Never run off.
Because here's the, if I ever had a kid, if we ever have a kid, not you and I, but her and I, shush. If her and I ever had a kid, I'm gonna make sure that we have eyes on them, or if they go like, can we go do this? They ask
Yeah.
us. You don't have a kid just run off as you're glued to your phone. That's poor parenting. And through this entire scene, like all the parents were looking away from this
Yes.
guy. They didn't even see that he was covered in blood or anything else. Like none of
Until
it.
it's too late.
Until it's too late. And the kids all run up there. They're going through the bag that Art brings in. It's full of toys. They're going through all the toys. Like
So
dolls,
the
footballs.
thing that I was expecting in that scene for like the
What,
toys
you
come
expected a
alive,
limb or something? Or a toy to come alive?
I was expecting like a toy to come alive and kill all the kids.
I was expecting him to whip out like an arm or a hand or something and like, here you go.
I was slightly expecting that, but like the little girl who first saw Odd was playing with a like teddy bear or something.
She had a doll.
Doll, that's what it was.
The
And
teddy bear was the second kid.
okay. And she
Or
was like
third.
poking its eyes, and I was like, it's gonna come alive, it's gonna come alive, it's gonna come alive, and it's gonna like go straight through her neck or something.
And
And I'm
this was
gonna
like one of those ceramic looking dolls.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
one of those eyes that I guess you could tell back it blinks or something.
yeah. So that's what I was expecting during that scene. I'm happy it didn't come. I'm happy that didn't happen.
See, as it progressed, and then the security comes in, and they're like, the elves there were like, that's not our Santa. So the security guard goes in and takes Art out. And Art's just flying along, like, trying to, I guess, antagonize the security guard. He's just trying to annoy him.
Yeah,
So so Art gets further away from the scene, but he's still in view of the stage of where Santa was. And there's a crowd of kids and parents. And one of the kids, the mom wasn't paying attention where her son was, and he's going through the bag like to the very bottom, like wondering what he gets.
yeah.
Now this is where the scene I was expecting to like the kid's gonna unwrap it and there's gonna be a body part. I was hoping for that. I know that sounds weird, but I was hoping
I
for
mean, to be
that than
fair,
what
that would have been
happened.
better than what
That would have been
happened.
better than what we saw. Because instead of that, we get a bomb.
That goes off as soon as he opens the
Yeah,
lid.
as soon as he opens, boom. Every kid around him and parents, boom, in flames.
Now, I don't know if we were talking about this on the podcast, but we said that the news said that there was 5 bodies.
Oh yeah, we did mention this.
Did we mention this on the podcast?
Yeah, we mentioned this
Okay,
earlier.
okay.
how there was five bodies, but I still think that the mom of that girl with the doll
Yeah.
was one of the five bodies because you do see her body and you see her daughter and then the boy and then
Yeah, I was looking away doing all of that.
yeah, you
I
were
I,
I saw almost everything.
I don't know if you were looking. Were you looking at me doing that scene?
I think I saw you glimpse out of the corner of my eye. Because I
Okay.
remember I did see you turn your head.
Yeah, I think that was the one where I was doing this.
Yeah.
I was holding my face down and
And
holding my eyes shut.
here's another thing. Through all the stuff that we just talked about right now, there were maybe four other groups of people. Four groups of two, other than us. Because we had two in the very back,
Yeah.
two
Yes.
behind us, two in front of us, and two at the very front. The couple in front of us were laughing their head off more than I was.
They were actually laughing. You were more like giggling almost. You're doing like a quiet laughter.
I was doing giggling, like they were chuckling, like you could
Yeah.
hear them in there. I
Yeah.
was at least snickering because here's like some of the killings, besides the kid one, was funny. In some ways, they were funny because of the way he does it.
I mean, yes,
He's a
for
clown.
you.
He's a clown that does it in a funny way. Come on.
For you, yes. But for me, this isn't really my type of movie.
Okay, fine. But this couple was just laughing their head off.
I know, and when I was
And
hearing
I'm
it, I was
still
like,
worried about their sanity more than mine.
yeah, right? I was like, oh, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong.
Yeah, you question my sanity. I'm questioning theirs. And that's saying something.
Oh, I was questioning mine during this movie, don't worry.
So after the mall scene, we get back to Sienna and she's at dinner with her. No,
She,
we find out that Gabby read her journal.
well, before that, she goes to Jonathan.
Yeah, before that, she does go to Jonathan, where we meet one of the some of his college friends, and one of the college friends is actually not a friend. She's the girl dating his roommate,
Yes.
and this girl is the most preppy cheerleader kind of girl slash whore.
Yes. She does a true crime podcast.
So basically, what we're doing just for crime, though, but
Yeah.
we do it on scary movies and
Yeah.
horror.
Yeah.
She does it on like talking about serial killers and stuff. So she wanted to do Jonathan on the episode so that way they can bring up art and everything else.
Yes. And so she meets Sienna and is really rude to her too.
Oh yeah, like why? Okay, I would agree on Sienna's part. Like, why would you want to ask somebody who's a victim of something and
Yeah.
it's a very short timeline?
Well, I mean, even if it happened like 15 years prior,
If it was 15 years, that's more understandable. If it's 5 years,
but
that's not much time of healing.
even like 15 years, you know, you have to think about she lost all of her friends,
Yeah,
she lost her mother,
yeah,
she basically lost her sanity for a while,
yeah,
all within like 2 hours of each other.
yeah.
So even like 15 years later, I would probably still be having issues.
But some people are different. Some
Yes.
people can
And based on Sienna, I think she would be the same. Like she would still be having issues.
possibly. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I understand for a short timeline of 5 years, some people, and she did say that she's been in and out of the insane asylum,
Yeah. Or
mental
psychopath.
psychological ward or mental institute, whatever it was. She has been in and out for 5 years,
Yeah.
so she has relapsed a few times
Yeah.
or
And
more.
we see her start to relapse too.
Oh yeah, you do see her relapse, especially when we get back to where she gets home and um
She hears about the mall killings.
she hears about the mall killings. And then she's starting to piece together that the one where thought she saw art was real.
Hmm.
And then she's flipping out.
Yes.
And then we have her uncle leaving to go pick up her brother because she fears for her brother's life. Apparently, he was going to a college party that night as well.
So the uncle went to like a house, it looked like.
No, it was a dorm.
It was a
It
dorm.
was a
Okay.
dorm entrance.
I was trying to figure out, but to me it looked more like a house, but I couldn't really make out because again the scene was a little bit dark.
Well, if you look at some colleges, for ones that are more of like big institute. Like my brother, he's over in college right now. His when he was in his dorm, we had to go to like some lobby and then we had to walk up or go up an elevator just to go to his. I'm
Mm,
guessing it was more of a similar situation, or if it's like a one-story
yeah.
college.
Um, so do you want to talk about the brother right now, or do you want to talk about him later when
Oh,
we get to the final act?
we can wait till the final act.
Okay. So the uncle goes there, and he's trying to find Jonathan, and Jonathan's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be right there." So then we go
You
back
do
to
realize we just skipped the scene, right?
what scene?
The shower scene.
Oh yeah.
But finish this. We'll go back. We'll double back.
No, I was gonna go. I was gonna start talking about the final act and what led up
Oh
to the
no,
final
we
act.
we are skipping the shower scene right here.
Yeah. So
The shower scene. So here's
I
the basic thing in every horror movie.
I don't know if you knew going into this, but I was on TikTok and I've seen a lot on TikTok about this movie, by the way.
See, I try not to spoil myself on the horror movies.
I was trying not to, but like the very first thing, they were like, "Oh my gosh, the Sal scene was gruesome." I'm like, "Well, thanks."
That's why I try to stay off of it.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't. It wasn't even people I follow. It was on my For You page.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have looked.
So I kind of knew going in that there was a Sal scene that was going to be gruesome. Do you want to talk about?
I guess I'll talk about it. But before I start talking, I'm going to talk about how in every horror movie, there's always going to be a sex scene. In every horror movie. Almost every horror movie. There's some that don't.
Actually, before we talk about the actual shower scene, I want to go to when they were in the dorm room and they were
Oh, yeah,
talking.
that's that's the. Oh my God, that is where that woman was a whore.
So it's the
It's the roommate and his girlfriend, the one that has the
Mia.
podcast. Yeah. Continue. Or do you want me to describe
No,
it?
you go, you go.
So she's talking to the roommate, saying, "Do you feel like I don't think I was rude to her asking those questions." And he's standing up for her, saying, "Yeah, you were. You were
Yeah,
being a bitch to her, and you're setting off alarms on her." And she's like, "Well, I didn't see it." And being all whatever attitude that is for some women that act like that. Then she starts being all slutty on the guy, saying, "If you can get your roommate to come over and be on our podcast, or get him to come over, I can help you out with something." Basically, groping the guy.
yeah. Basically saying, "Hey, I'll give you sex if you get your roommate to come onto the podcast."
Yeah,
And then she kind of says, like, even if it's for 20 minutes.
yeah. And then after that, we get the scene with the uncle, or no, we get Jonathan waking up from the phone call to his uncle, from his uncle saying, "Hey, I'm gonna come pick you up."
Yeah. But do you want to talk about what she's all saying
Hmm?
during that scene?
What the?
Mia, the the true crime podcast lady.
Okay, during what scene? Oh, that scene. Sorry, that scene kind of blanked out there. So during the part where she's groping before she starts groping the guy, she starts talking up to the guy about how I want to get to know the guy because I want to know what it feels like to be in the presence of art. I want to know, I want to stare into his eyes, see if there's a soul. I want to feel what it feels like to be in his presence, stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
the
as she's
presence of evil is what
yeah,
she's
the
going to
presence
say.
of evil. As she's describing this, Art is actually outside of the room while the door is wide open. And he's walking by and hears this, and he's like, "Oh, they're talking about me." I'm listening. And as they're going on to this, and he's just doing his little mind thing of like blushing. And then the roommate goes like, "You want to screw this guy, don't you?" And she was like, "Not really." And he goes like, "Oh, come on." Which is kind of funny.
No, he like, points at him and he's like, "Mm."
No,
Doesn't
no,
doesn't he point at himself and he's like, "No, I won't
no.
screw
What
you."
he that scene is actually where he was like, did he smell bad? And he was like, "Mm-mm."
Oh, okay, okay.
But when she mentions when they start talking about the you sleeping with the guy, and he's like this, oh, she wants to sleep with me, and then she says no, and then he's like, oh, well, fuck you too.
And then, like a few scenes later, we go on to the
It's
shower
the
scene.
shower scene to where that couple is basically screwing in the shower.
And Alex next door to the other bathroom.
No, he's in the bathroom. He's just
Well, he's in the bathroom next to them.
no, they're connected. There was a gap.
Okay,
You have the showers, you have the stalls, and then you have the gap between which led to the urinals.
gotcha.
And he's over there in the urinals just pissing himself.
Actually,
Basically.
in the toilet for
Yeah,
once.
actually
For
in the toilet.
once, someone actually uses the toilet inside
Yeah, in
these
this
movies.
entire movie, he's using the bathroom. And after that, he goes to his bag, grabs a chainsaw, and starts hacking at them.
Yeah,
Literally hacking at them with a chainsaw. It's pretty much Texas Chainsaw Massacre right there.
but a lot
Minus
more
the
gruesome.
whole,
I'm saying a lot
minus
more
the peel of the
gruesome.
skin and wearing it.
But I think it was a lot more gruesome than Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was more graphic on some of the scenes. And the funny part of this, two funny parts, after he cuts the guy's leg off and he falls to the ground, and then he kills the girl.
Yes,
Well, almost kills the girl. Cuts her enough to where she's still somewhat awake or alive. He looks at her and he's wearing like a glasses and
there's
takes
like Christmas
Christmas
trees.
tree glasses, takes them off, stares at her, and then she realizes, oh, you're art. And he goes like, yeah. Takes them off, puts them on her, and then boops her.
See, I must have missed that.
That's like the most childish thing, but it's kind of funny. Then we go to killing the roommate,
Yeah,
to where he takes the chainsaw, rams it up the guy's ass,
yes.
and starts cutting.
That's the scene I had to quickly turn away from. Because not that it wasn't, I mean, it was graphic,
It was graphic. It was very
but
graphic.
it made me uncomfortable.
See, I would have.
Not the,
See, that scene would have made me uncomfortable. It's the scene where after he flips the guy over and then starts cutting from the front.
yeah, yeah,
Because you
that's,
actually see the part where he cuts
maybe
off,
that's the scene.
where he cuts
That's the part
between his dick.
that's the part I had to look away from. Not the butt one, it was the penis one.
Yeah. And through all of this, I think there was like two different scenes that was bouncing between, if I remember correctly, of him killing and then him sitting in a pool of blood.
And he makes a blood
He
angel.
makes a blood angel. I don't know why, but that was kind of funny. Like you don't see every other horror. This is the reason why I kind of like the Terrifier series. It's because Art is the serial killer. Like the rest just kill and toss the body aside.
Yeah.
Him, on the other hand,
He has fun.
he has fun. He plays around.
Yeah.
Which, after all this, I'm going to talk about something else that is clown related.
Okay.
Well, I'll say that towards the end because this remind me of something. Nothing gruesome. Nothing gruesome.
Mod. What the
But
stuff I think we passed the gruesome stuff.
but yeah, he has fun with it, which is the reason why I kind of like this series. In my opinion, that's the reason why I like this.
I mean, I have nothing against the series. It's just these movies aren't for me.
But see, if you look at every other one, they're like either do it out of their crazy, they do it out of their anger, or they just do it because like people are walking in front of them. He just does it for like, I'm gonna go on a killing spree. And yes,
Yeah.
that kind of sounds a little bit mental for me, and I probably question my sanity, but it it gives a different vibe. That's the
I mean, but to be fair, Michael Myers goes on killing sprees.
yes, he goes on a killing spree, but you don't see him enjoying it.
Right.
How about this? He's more. I would say Art is more like it. He's more like Pennywise.
The Jim Carrey
Are you
Pennywise.
sure? Are you sure you're not talking about the new one? Because there's one scene, and I think it's this one, or if it might be, uh,
Jim Carrey?
it's not Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is the guy who plays the mask, who does the Sonic
No,
moves.
I'm thinking who
You're,
plays the
it's
original It?
Tim Curry, right? Sweetie, what is his name? The guy who plays Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror. Is it Tim Curry, not Jim Curry? Tim. It's Tim Curry.
I'm looking up. Um,
Oh, I'm thinking Jim Carrey when I was talking about the mask and everything. It's Tim
yeah,
Curry, not Jim Curry.
yeah, Tim Curry.
Yes.
No, I said
Which it's either his Pennywise or the other Pennywise. One of them has a scene that reminds me of Art. It's the scene where he has the hand and he's just waving.
okay, I don't know which one that is from. But see, like
Seriously.
the reason I say well, I don't know which it's from.
I think it's the current one. I think it's the current one.
But the reason I say it reminds me of the Tim Curry it is because I'm just thinking of the library scene where he's like sitting on the railing on the second floor, just bopping his nose or something.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
But the Pennywise, I don't remember who the new one is currently, but him.
it's I can't pronounce it.
But he has fun in his. Like he has fun putting fear into people.
Yes.
I
Um,
say art is similar to that.
Bill.
Oh, I gotta read it. Oh heck.
Yeah,
Skarsgård?
that's why you're reading it.
Skarsgård, I think?
Um, but so now we're gonna talk about the final act, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the final act. The scene of everything else.
Yes.
I can feel my hand already going crazy here.
So I didn't think the final act was as gruesome as the other two
As
movies.
every Yeah, as gruesome as everything else, and it's the whole entire movie. This one was not as gruesome.
But I did like it.
Minus the ant.
The ant and the hand.
Yeah. Well,
So we
both our
probably
hands. Both it was both our hands.
yeah.
We'll get to that point, but
Well, we've already talked about the ant. So do you want to talk about Gabby
so
first?
so Gabby is
The
her
cousin,
cousin,
who
and
I want to say is probably 11 or
I
12.
want to say middle school. She looks old enough to be in middle school,
I should see how.
possibly sixth grade, maybe fifth grade.
Um, let's see how. It's not gonna have a listed.
Okay.
Oh no. Um, so the actress is 12 years old.
Okay, so she's 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they reveal a cage, and the entire time I'm looking at
Oh
that.
yeah. So hold on, before we get to that point, so we're gonna start with Sienna upstairs in her bed. She wakes up. She thinks she hears her aunt and uncle. She comes downstairs, and Art's there with
Yes.
Victoria.
So that entire scene I thought was a dream sequence.
I thought so too. I thought she was gonna hit bonk and wake up.
Yeah. And then they wake up. Then she wakes up with her hands duct taped to a chair and her feet tied.
Yeah, and her aunt's across from her.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that was real. But I kind of want to critique something about this
Yeah.
movie. It has two. We're going to talk about this, but it has two off-screen deaths of
Yes.
characters I would say who are pretty important,
Yeah.
and I don't really like that.
Because you don't really know what happened.
And one of the deaths I'm questioning.
Okay. Go on.
So the uncle is, I think, stapled or something, or his hand
He's nailed to the
nailed
wall.
nailed to the wall with his head missing and his guts spilling out.
And they have a giant smiley face with a halo on it on the wall.
Yes, and the head is on top of the Christmas tree as a star.
Yep. With the star shoved into his mouth, if I remember correctly.
Okay, I didn't see
There was
that.
something shoved into his mouth. I think it's the star.
Okay, I didn't see that. And Art and Victoria are right there, and they place a newspaper gif
Mm-hmm.
on the table in the middle of the them.
Yeah.
Then they killed the ant.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, before they kill the ant, she starts
Oh yeah.
questioning what happened to my daughter. Where's my daughter? And Art's like this. Well,
Well, it was Victoria
it was
because
Victoria, but
Victoria is like
tactic.
Art's voice.
She's the anchor.
Yes, she's the voice of Art.
Yes.
Art does the killing. Victoria is the voice.
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings, like the mouth of Sauron. If you
Uh,
ever seen Exhibitions,
yeah.
Yeah, there's the mouth of Sauron, and Sauron's the he's just like being possessed
Yes.
by Sauron,
Yeah.
while Sauron's still the eye.
Yeah.
So they open up the thing and they
And
reveal Gabby's head.
so
Well,
from what they say, it's Gabby's head and it's
well, I don't
covered.
want to talk about that yet, but you can't really make it out because there was like no skin.
No, it was just a skull and
Yeah,
flesh and
yeah,
rats.
and there's like a little bit of hair left. So I mean, it looks like Gabby's skull.
Yeah.
So the mom starts screaming, and they shove the tube down her throat and kill her.
Yeah, because they even said if you scream, we're gonna kill you. And sure enough, she did.
Well, she started screaming after.
Yeah.
She started screaming after they started killing her.
Yeah, then after that, they kill her and they look over at Sienna and they're like, "We lied. It's not Gabby."
Yeah, and then Gabby comes out.
And then they start. It's basically what's the name of that movie? Not is it Zodiac Killer? I think it's a Zodiac Killer movie or whatever it is, or the Seven Sins Killer. It's an old movie that has Brad Pitt in it. And he's a cop. I can't remember the name of it, but at the end of the scene, it's like basically what's in the box. But it was like his wife's head.
Yeah,
In this scene, it's somewhat similar. It's like who's in the cage,
yeah. So they say the second off-screen death is Jonathan.
and you don't see him die.
No, and I'm applying the Walking Dead rules. So in the Walking Dead, the rule is if you don't see the body, they are not dead.
Okay,
So I don't think Jonathan's dead.
you don't think he's dead.
Because
But
one,
they put his glasses on the skull.
but that doesn't mean that, they could have just kidnapped him
Could have.
and just taken his glasses.
But where would he be then?
Maybe he's inside the pit with, well, actually, we'll talk about that later. But I don't think they would have killed off Jonathan, or at least even like shown his death, but there was like no indication of his death.
No, there wasn't.
So I don't think he's dead.
Okay.
And I'm gonna die on that hill.
All right.
So then there's a fight scene and Sienna,
Sienna gets the weapon that she had in the second movie.
yes. And cuts off
Well, that's after she gets her hands busted.
yes.
Like she has to open a gift that's wrapped, and she's got to do it with broken hands.
Yes. And she kills Victoria, the official, and she stabs Odd. And I'm like, during that time, I'm like, take that and just keep stabbing him.
Do more than just stab him, cut him up.
Yeah. I'm like, burn his body.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the beginning, I was thinking, like, just take that body and burn it. Like, just, that's what you need to
What
do.
she should have done was either left the sword in him in the wall as he's pierced the wall or something.
And I'm going to talk about that here soon. But Odd comes back up and um, grabs Sienna and she starts fighting him. And there was a really cool chainsaw and sword
Oh
thing.
yeah, there's a chainsaw and sword battle between these two.
That was really cool.
That was very nice. I like that touch.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would hear more of the blade scratching the other blade.
But see, it's like a magical blade, so I was kind of forgiving you on that one.
Fair.
So after that, um, Victoria's body like melts almost.
The blood turns into acid.
Yeah, and pit to
Hell.
yeah opens up, and Gabby starts falling down, and
I just
Sienna,
realized today was Sunday.
yes.
Sorry, I was listening to you, but I was like thinking like, what day is it?
So Victoria, oh not Victoria, Sienna goes over there and tries to grab Gabby again with broken hands, mind you,
Yeah.
and she grabs a sword
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason. I
It's a
don't know
longer
why,
length.
but she could have grabbed like a chair leg or something because it was broken chair legs.
Chair leg or some kind of like a umbrella or a hook or
Yeah,
something to hoist her up.
yeah. So Gabby falls down into the pit.
But hold on, as she hands the sword down, she's grabbing it by the blade
Yes, she
and cuts her
was.
hand.
Yeah. And Gabby falls down with the sword into
Mm-hmm.
the pit,
Mm-hmm.
and the pit closes up,
Mm-hmm.
and then her hands magically get better.
Yeah, the heel.
Yeah,
Because she's the selected one.
yes. So then she says, I'm going to find you, Gabby.
Yeah.
So I don't think Gabby's dead.
No.
I think the movie made that painfully clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie ends with Odd getting onto a bus.
Well, he sneaks out the window,
Yeah,
ends at a bus station, and some woman on the bus is reading a horror book, which is called The Ninth Ring.
Ninth Circle, I think
Yeah,
it
the Ninth
was.
Circle. And then Art gets on the bus, sits down, and the bus driver and her are looking at him like, "Geez, what happened to this guy?"
Right.
Wakes up, horn in hand, and that's how
Yeah.
it ends.
I was half expecting that to be like a gun or something and it to kill that lady.
I expect him like to squeak it, and then you hear like a bang sound or something.
Yeah, yeah. And then the movie ends.
Yeah, I feel like there might have been after credits scenes that we didn't stay for.
I looked and I didn't see anything about
Okay,
after credits.
there's a lot of people still sitting as we got up.
Yeah, I was done.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
were you were like, I need to get out of here.
yeah, I was done. It made me too uncomfortable with some of these scenes.
Again, you could have walked out.
No, no. If I will say if that girl died at the very beginning, I probably would have.
See, okay, so back to when you said you saw spoilers. The only thing I saw related to this movie was was not Terrifier, art, clip art of art on a green screen, laughing his head off in the theater, pointing down. And it says on the caption, watching Terrifier fans walk out because they can't handle the blood, because they can't handle gore. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
think anyone walked down our theater.
no, no one did. But I was thinking in the back of my head, the entire movie was like, this is going to be Graham. You're going to walk out. Sure enough, you did, which was very surprising.
Again, it's not the girl that bothered me inside this movie.
I know, it's the children's death.
Yes.
And for me, it was the hammer and that one stinking scene of Victoria waking up.
Yeah. So you said you wanted to mention something near the end of the podcast.
Yes. So the whole premise of this movie, and I don't know if this would also spark the start of like the killer clown situation. You remember that a couple years ago?
Yes.
Back when I think we were in high school or college.
Yes.
Did this spark that idea? Or how did that even start?
I thought it was more it.
I think it's more it.
Well,
So
I guess it and Terrifier both came out, the original Terrifier both came out at the same time.
yeah,
Like 2017, 2018 time.
yeah. So I have a clown story related to this.
Okay, I think I know so you're gonna
I
tell.
think you do because I think I told you this story.
Multiple times, yes.
Yes. Now I'm going to tell everybody.
And probably not the last time you're gonna hear it either.
Oh, probably not.
Because you'll probably tell it when we do it.
Oh, you got, dude. I will mention this story. This is still like the best story I've ever done. So around that time, when the killer clowns, this was the time. Yeah, we're past the hour mark.
Okay.
Uh, I I wasn't phased by the killer clowns that everyone was like wearing the news. And for that Halloween, I was dressing up as. So if you ever look back at the old Party City or Spirit, I think it was Party City before Spirit Halloween or Spirit Halloween, but
Spiel Halloween wasn't around during that
it
time.
wasn't.
I don't think
So
so.
it was the Party City. If you look back at the old Party City commercials, there's that one Jester outfit that's the black and red costume
Mm.
with the skull mask. That was my favorite costume growing up, and I still have it today, and I still wear it sometimes for Halloween because I did wear it like till like I graduated college. Like that was my go-to costume. Because here's the thing, my family does a haunted house every year,
I know.
and that was my character. So around that point of Halloween that year, my mom was telling me not to do it because the whole killer clown things. We don't want to scare the neighbors. I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna wear it. So as we're doing this on my street at that time, we had a street light that was going in and out. It was constantly turning on and off throughout the night, and I don't know if the shortage or the bulb was going up,
Probably the bulb.
but it had enough time to where it turns off. Like you could count, like it's gonna be going off like 1, 2, 3, like 5 seconds or something.
Mm-hmm.
So this was towards the end of the night when we were starting to get less kids. We had two boys. I don't remember what the costumes was. I'll be surprised if they're actually finding this podcast and they'll listen to it and they're like, I remember this. I want to be surprised if that's the case. Um, but they were going around being basically jerks, jumping out, scaring people, and I think they threw eggs at the neighbors, some of my neighbor's house, if I remember correctly. They were throwing something.
Mm.
But what I did was like I was walking down my yard, scaring kids that came by, and I saw this going on. And I was like, I could scare these kids under the light. So as it turns off, the whole street's somewhat dark. You can't really see me crossing the street. So I get over there and I see that they're coming down from one of the other streets. I'm not going to name these streets because I don't want people going
Yeah.
looking. So I'm on the corner, I'm under the light, and then here's that one light that they're under. So they're walking towards it. You can't see me at all. They're just walking. They get under the light, and my light turns off. And they stop, and I'm sitting there, and I'm in my outfit, and I have a chainsaw. I have the Party City chainsaw that's clown based, and
So was it real fake?
it was fake.
Okay.
It was fake. It was the fake one. I can show you. It had a rubber chain on it,
Okay.
but you push the button and it turns on. So actually, yeah, this was from Party City if I remember correctly. So I have it, and it's sitting by my leg. I'm just standing there, and I do my little creepy little head tilt with the mask. Light turns off, and there's a bush beside me. By the way, after I mentioned, there's a bush like a big hedge.
Mm.
It turns off. I go over there, stand underneath, and they're walking. Light turns back on. I can see them stop. Like, holy crap, he's gone. Turns back off. I'm booking it towards them. Light turns on, and I'm like halfway there. They see me coming charging, and I turn it on and chase them. And just watching them drop their candy and run was like the best thing. It still brings joy to me. I still want to relive that.
Of course you do.
Oh, come on, who wanted that? Is funny.
Um, okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about Terrifier with
No,
me?
that is the only thing I got left.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to everyone. Remember, this is a graveyard shift where two idiots talk all. Good night, everyone.
Oh, my mouse died.